live with the Livewell Podcast.
Oh, live, huh?
We are live. I'm Jeff Collier with Jamal Lewis and a special guest,
Brad Clontz.
Brad Clontz. I knew his name. I was just going to, should we give him a build-up like a Super Bowl?
Super Bowl? That's him.
World Series pitcher. Well, where's the ring?
You know what? Once I got married, I had to retire it, so no need to wear it out in public anymore.
Oh, so you just swapped.
Yeah, exactly. Swapped it for the better.
Nice.
Which World Series was that?
95.
95.
First one.
Dang, 95. So I was in the ninth, 10th grade.
Are you younger than me?
Oh yeah, I was in the 10th grade. But I was in the city though. The city was, hey look, that's when the city was on fire.
Buckhead days.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I was more of I didn't really watch a lot of sports, but the Braves, at least the Braves were like winning. They was winning.
TBS, America's team. We could go anywhere in any city and we'd have more fans than the other team. Maybe other than LA, New York, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, San Diego, Houston, any of those, places we went, it was packed with full Braves fans.
Which begs the question, why did it take so long to get their own station again?
You know what? It's good. It's a very good question, right?
Players, I mean, they got fans everywhere.
Yeah. And the fans have been hating it for how many years now?
Right.
So, but they kind of got it together this year. Something, I've read something about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, they've actually pulled it from FanDuel, I believe, and then brought people over from the organization to create their own program.
Okay.
Their own channel.
Well, they built their own little city over here,
Yeah, that's right.
which everybody's trying to mimic all around the country now.
Yeah, printing money here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing something special.
Yeah, they're
Yeah. Well, the Braves front office said their whole team, from Mike Plant on down, Terry McGuirk, those guys are, of course, John Sherholz, they're geniuses. They put together this plan a long time ago.
Don't forget about Schiller.
Derek Schiller. Yeah, that's true. In case he's listening. And, but no, that whole group, man, they just had a vision when we were in Turner Field. And I remember when it was all coming to fruition and when they finally announced it, it was like, that's what the big secret was that nobody knew about. And now we're seeing reaping the benefits of having it here. ATL Live Well reaps the benefits of having it here.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to have you on the show, sir. I mean, we were talking about Jamal's journey, and he came up to us with 295.
Jamal looks good.
Yeah, like he could play.
But and he is the reason why I even came here.
That's right, because you were trying to go to the Bahamas.
Right.
And
when
in a COVID test.
Yep.
they said, go over here to this ATL.
I bet.
That's
This
crazy.
is what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
4 or 5?
2020. It was right after pandemic.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Got me on my journey. I met this dude.
That's unbelievable. I forgot. I mean, I remember that now, but
Yeah.
you had to jar my memory.
That's what got me in.
Yeah, and you strolled in with a mask on.
Yeah. Single guy, 250 pounds, COVID, I had a lot of health issues that I didn't realize back then. So
About ran over the manager and then said, wait a minute, who is that?
correct. Yeah, that's a true story.
When you traded out the rings?
Yeah, traded out the ring. Fortunately for Jeff, had a lady working for him who I ended up marrying.
Shout out to Stephanie Clontz.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
the journey, let's talk about it.
Where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, gosh,
Do you remember the journey?
I remember parts of the journey.
Okay. Well, the first journey was coming in, COVID, all that, and then we just started talking about testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
And because, my journey was that I honestly thought that I was just kind of getting old, which I was older. But at that time, it was probably 49 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just didn't feel like I had any drive sexually or anything. I just didn't think I was attracted or cared about girls or women anymore. I just like, I'll be single and happily single and just live my own life. But I didn't realize my body was missing something. So I remember we did the first testosterone level checks, and then I was like 300.
Mm-hmm.
So very low. We got me started on testosterone, and then we started doing blood work to check the levels to see where they were at. Then we noticed other issues.
Mhm.
The blood count was too high.
Get butter in your
Ace-
veins.
Yeah. What was that you used to call me?
I didn't call
Yeah, you did.
No.
Let's go. You said something. You said, yeah, you had
butter in your veins.
Something like that.
He told me I was soft.
He did.
He poked me and said, "You're soft."
Yeah, he said something about butter in his veins. I don't know exactly, but it's a little different. But anyway, the blood panels was the first indication. Like, okay, your T levels are coming up, but now you got other issues. Your, A1C was very high. I think I was at 8.1.
Yeah.
So I was type 2 diabetic. You didn't realize it. Other issues. I think my sugar levels were 230 or something. All kinds of red flags. So, and that's when Stephanie actually was working with you and said, we got to change everything. So, and then I was put on a regimen from diet to everything to starting the semaglutide. And semaglutide was the first, I think I was kind of the guinea pig. I mean, I was, Jeff, was I not?
No, you were one of the first, but you weren't the one that actually, how it went down.
Okay.
Is Stephanie has a long history of weight loss management, and we were still doing the ACG diet, and our pharmacy guy said, you guys, you should do this, and I'm almost positive we were the first clinic in Atlanta to do
it was. I'd never heard of it. No, I don't think anybody had ever heard of it.
I got on it too.
Yeah. And then all of my friends who were excess weight and whatnot started doing it, but I went down that road of let's figure out what's enough or what's too much, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I started off with like 50 units right out the gate.
Ouch.
And
that's too much.
After every shot, maybe the second or third day, I was in the middle of the night getting up, throwing up, diarrhea.
Yeah.
and I kept telling, and I told Stephanie after three weeks that, man, I got food poisoning again. Like I couldn't figure out, like, what did I eat yesterday? Like, man, or I ate something last night, because it was kind of delayed. It wasn't right that moment. And so then once we figured it out, we pulled the dosage back to 25 and then stayed nauseous for a little bit. But once I got through that, then it was easy because it curbed my appetite. I started dropping weight. I ended up getting married for maybe a year or so after that. And when I went to my wedding, I was 220 pounds from 250.
Right.
So that helped me to get to where I look presentable in my wedding pictures.
There you go.
So what did Stephanie say? That you look like you're a baseball player now?
I'm under 210 now, so I haven't weighed myself today. But yeah, she said it's the first time that I've looked skinny enough to actually to fit the profile of an actual baseball player.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Where did you
look good.
Where did you play at?
Where?
No, what did you play at?
Oh, what did I
Your weight.
Oh, weight. 205.
205.
200, 205, probably late in my career.
Nice.
195 to 200 when I was in prime. So, it's the first time I've seen under 210 and probably since I retired in 2007.
Yeah, I'm at 240. And that's where I played at.
Oh, 240.
So the same.
Yeah, when I walked in and saw you, I went, oh, he looks like he could play again.
I was talking.
Oh, hey, give me some.
I was talking to my wife this morning about she had lost a bunch of weight too. She's down 125 or so, whatever. But
oh wow,
yeah, she's back to her fighting weight.
She looks good.
Yeah.
We're all on the program there.
Living well.
Fountain of youth.
Yeah. So, but I came up with a new tagline this morning, new advertise. I was thinking, if you're not prepared to go shopping for new clothes, don't call me.
Yeah.
Because the belts don't fit.
Yeah.
The pants don't fit.
Yeah. Change your wardrobe.
That waistline is like just everything stretched out.
Yep.
So you got to go reinvest.
Yeah. All the extra large shirts, I'm having to trade them in. I'm giving them my dad, stepdad, whoever.
But I'm proud to go in and buy me a large.
Right.
I'm proud to go get me.
I'm almost those schmediums.
You and me, okay.
Schmedium.
There's no way a large fits you.
Yeah, it does. For real. Yes, dude.
Yeah, because it looks fitted, so now it looks good.
Yeah, I can wear that. I can
flex on you.
I used to try a little bit here.
I can do that now.
You kind of went full circle.
Yeah, blood work's great now. There's no issues. Testosterone still have to monitor that. A blood dump. I think back when we first started, I was having to do a blood dump once a month or quite often. Now it's stabilized. It's maybe twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool because I don't really like putting that big number 2 pencil needle in my arm,
Yeah.
I came up with another technique.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, which using just an IV catheter and reversing it and then dumping it. And
was that the one you do in the sink?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not.
We strike that from the record. No, that's so much easier.
It sounds like it, but that'd be a little tough to stomach.
How's the golf game right now?
5-5 handicap. So,
Nice.
we're competing.
Nice.
But it's just now springtime, so now we get back into, play a little more. So it should get better. But I feel like the older I got, the smarter I got on the golf course is it, because I don't try to hit it 350 anymore. I hit it 320.
I went to the PXG lab last year, and bought some PXG.
Oh, nice.
And
They do a good job.
I could do anything in that simulator. I could cut it. I could fade it.
What happens when you step on the grass?
I could do fuck for shit.
Yeah.
No, it's just really good and then bad.
Yeah, it's the mindset. It's you just change everything. It's like all of a sudden you're not relaxed because now it counts, and then your body just reacts differently.
So
Your mind reacts to it. Get all the bad thoughts, all the nervous habits. Speed up. When you could relax.
Sound like when the lights come on out there on the field.
Oh, and
So he can't take the pressure of the lights coming on.
you ever hear Steph Curry talk about his breathing? Like he never, ever anxious anything, because he's always controlled his breathing.
Right.
So when he's got a foul shot, he's so relaxed, his mind, his breathing.
Right.
And plus he's the most conditioned athlete in the
right.
game. So, but that has a lot to do with it.
That makes
Slow
sense.
everything down.
Because you can get a little, when you get out there.
The yips.
Yeah.
I know when I get out there and I know I'm not good on the golf course and I got to go tee off and everybody's looking like.
What's the first thing you said? I know I'm not good. Well, who are you trying to impress?
Right, man. It's just, hey, the lights are on.
Everybody is watching.
Yeah, you're an athlete. Everybody's expecting for you to just crush it.
But
Nothing's better.
are they expecting you to?
Not really. But nothing's better when you go up there and then you line it up and then, pow, you make contact.
That was me.
And then everybody goes, oh, he can really play.
Yeah, he could play.
And then the next 17 holes,
They don't even see all those.
it's garbage.
They will follow you around the course.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're not tired. The yips. You get the yips in pitching?
No, but many of players did. Steve Sachs throwing the ball from second base to Mark Wohlers, if he ever listens to this, but he'll tell you, when Mark went into spring training every year, he had a problem of fielding on the pitcher's mound and that short throw to first base, because it's kind of an in-between throw. You don't want to gas it over there and eat your first baseman up because you're close. And if you try to guide it, well, that's not a normal everyday throw. So it's either run it over and toss it underhand or throw it firm. And if you don't have that feel, and he throws 100 miles an hour. So for him, it was an in-between throw, and it got in his head. So every spring he would have to go on the side field and work on it by himself, because as a team, he would throw it away every single time. And then we were like, oh man, this is a problem. And then let's see, the one year in the big leagues, it actually came up during the season, and that's when he kind of fell apart that year. I don't remember what year that was. It was after I left. And but he got through it, but it was a mental block of the yips, or whatever you want to call it, to where he had bad thoughts and could not overcome that bad thought with positive thoughts first. He just had to practice to get your mind to work with your body.
Right.
But he got through it and got back to the big leagues and had a good rest of his career.
Best pitcher you ever played with?
Best pitcher, Maddux. Smoltz, sorry, buddy, but Maddux was better.
What batter than you want to see?
Oh, Larry Walker. He's a Hall of Famer. That Canadian man, that boy. I think he was, you can look it up, he was probably like 6 for 8 off of me with 2 home runs and 4 doubles. It could be 5 for 7, but I don't ever remember getting him out. I know I got him out at least once, but a couple home runs in Coors Field, and I just didn't feel like I could throw anything that he wasn't going to hit.
When you came in, I mean, they weren't looking at that same pitch. I mean, you came in with something that they hadn't seen all day.
Yeah, but a sidearm, like a lefty, he was lefty, they could dive in because the ball's always sinking, running away. They don't respect you to be able to throw strikes inside on the inner corner consistently. So they're just going to wait for something to run back out over the plate. He stood so far off the plate, everything looked like it was down the middle. Yeah. So, and he could reach, he would dive into the ball. So he'd give you that perception of he's standing way away. I can't throw it in, but he's actually diving, so you should throw it in. So he ties himself up and jams himself. But if you don't get it in, then it's a home run or a double. He was that good. Barry Bonds, obviously, but I mean, I faced him twice. I walked him once and struck him out once. So, I didn't face him enough to worry about him. But although, he was, you could ask everybody, he's the greatest hitter ever
Was this when he was at Pittsburgh, or was
it? No, this was in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
It seemed like the game really just slowed down for him.
He's so quick.
Everything was a meatball.
Mm-hmm. He was like Maddux as far as a hitter. He just has a plan, everything. He's thinking like a pitcher thinks. Even, you should watch the Instagram or the YouTube videos of him talking about Maddux, or they're on iPads talking about facing each other, and they tell you what each other was thinking during the whole thing. Is really, really cool.
Oh, wow.
Search it.
That's interesting. Yeah, the pitcher game is, I've learned after watching a couple World Series, and it's a pitch game. Like, who's up? It kind of determines, the game or the flow or whatever. But that's pretty cool.
You got guys that do not want you to beat you. I mean, Ohtani right now, people like that, you're not going to let that guy beat you. And sometimes you're forced to face bases loaded, something like that. But that's the last guy, Acuna. You do not let Ronald Acuna beat you, And unfortunately, teams are trying to throw that fastball inside by him. And, that guy, I wish he had never been hurt. There's no telling what his numbers look like so far if he hadn't been hurt, because he's that good too.
Yeah, I remember our coaches saying, look, when we doing the scout report on a team, it was like, you got a guy over there that's a real guy. And coach is going to say, like, look, he's going to make his plays.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make sure he don't make a lot of them.
That's right.
Let's just limit the plays that he's going to make.
Keep Jerry Rice in front of you,
like stuff like that. Yeah. Like that's it.
The scouting reports are great, right?
Yeah, got to get them scouting reports.
Got to follow them though.
You got to follow them. You got to study them. You got to know them. You can't just be young. And I remember being young, it was like, hey, let's just, I'm just going to go out here and play. Mm-hmm. But then after you start getting a little older, you get a little slower, you got to know more. And that's when it comes into studying and knowing your opponent and stuff like that. You guys, I know you really had to know your opponent, because you had to know who you was facing, who was coming up, blah, blah, why I'm in here, why am I pitching, and this, that, and the other. So
yeah, the one thing though is you always play to your strengths. No matter what the scouting report does, if you have any doubt, I always just rely on my strength. If I'm second guessing myself, I don't really want to throw this pitch because Bobby wants me to throw a fastball away, and I really committed to, in my mind, throwing a slider, front door, back door slider, then I've got to override it, because you got to commit to what you think is the best for you. So as long as you commit in your head 1,000%, that's what you can do. You're going to execute it more times than not. Sometimes you got to override the scouting report just because it says pitch in this way. Well, that's not my strength. I'm not going to do that if my strength says something else.
Yeah.
What were your pitches?
Fastball, sinker, which was a sinking fastball, and a sweeping slider, frisbee, sidearms kind of creates that frisbee effect. Mm-hmm. And then I had a changeup that was never good enough to rely on. I wish it was. I probably played 20 years in the big leagues. If I had a great changeup, that's the only thing held me from, playing longer in the big leagues.
Yeah, more off speed.
Yeah, it wasn't consistent enough. I didn't trust it. It's good some days, and then all of a sudden you hang a couple, and it's like, that's not there today. Now you're down to 2 pitches again.
Tough to make a living on 2.
1 or 2 innings is not that bad, but
just relief.
Yeah, relief. Yeah, as a starter, it'd be really tough. Unless you're Mariano Rivera, who throws a 97-mile-an-hour cutter, and that's 1 pitch. Yeah, nobody can hit it. Cheater.
Nasty pitch.
I guess the best part of the show.
The best part of the show, the second best part of the show is for just to find out what your absolute favorite, besides the World Series, sporting event.
Oh, college football. College football. Everybody knows me. I'm Virginia Tech. Been going to games for 30 years, since 95, so 31 years now. Drive up and back 13 hours round trip for every single Virginia Tech home game. May have missed, 6, 7 home games in 30 years. And that's a commitment. But the passion of Virginia Tech athletics, who paved my way into sports, and I was just a football fan. I met Bruce Smith in 1981 when he was All-American and set the record for sacks in the season. And and then Dale Curry a couple years later. So the 2 iconists, other than Mike Vick, Virginia Tech players. So that was kind of in my blood. So I can't wait for football season every year. Obviously NFL is great, but not the passion of college football for me, but I enjoy NFL as much as anything. But I don't know, the Masters. I enjoy watching the Masters. I'd probably put that up there.
The College Football Hall of Fame, not the College Football Hall of Fame, the College Football Playoffs. That's added some little flair to it too, with that.
Do you like the 12 or do you think they go 16?
I think you need to go up some more.
One more, right?
Go up some more, go up 16 and then, because it's a lot of teams. It's a lot of teams that deserve. You shouldn't have the issues like you had last year with, I think, the Notre Dame talk and somebody else.
Texas had earned the right to maybe get back in that conversation.
Let them in there. There's some teams, they're peaking at the right time too. So let them get in there, But nowadays it's like, hey, you better lose early if you're going to lose in the season. Don't lose late because you'll be out of it. But they've added a lot of flair to it. It's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, they do need to add more games.
This is called the To Live Well podcast. What is Clontz doing to live well today?
I'm vice president at Bahamas for the casino.
Nice.
So I've been there for almost 8 years in July. So that's been a journey that, I didn't really know what to do after baseball. In 2007, retired. I knew the casino life because of Smoltz and Maddux and Chipper and everybody had me playing cards on the plane. So I was had that gambling instinct. Smoltz got me to my first casino ever in Philly. We went over to Atlantic City there's like 10 of us, went over for the night. And so I just always knew the industry from other casino hosts that I work with. And they always told me, because I used to compliment my casino host in New Orleans, a guy named Tom Tushbit. And I remember going out with him because he would take us to dinners and take us wherever, sporting events, Saints games, whatever they had, Mardi Gras. And I always told him he had a great gig, and I might want to do that one day. This is 1999. He always told me, he said, I think if you ever need a job after baseball because you didn't make enough money, then I think you'd be the best host ever. So I retired, hadn't made enough money, so I called him and asked him if he would hire me, and he got me into the business. That was 2009, and so now I'm 17 years into it and have kind of paid my way. He actually got the head job at Bahamas almost 8 years ago, and he always told me he'd bring me with him, and so that's how I got there. So that journey of going to MGM with him and then him end up at Bahamas, I owe him a lot to be where I am today.
How's the golf courses in the Bahamas?
Ours is the best. There's 3 or 4 on island, but ours is the best. It's called Royal Blue. Tiger has Albany, his course over it. They have a huge marina. Lots of the PGA Tour guys, DeChambeau, Justin Rose, a lot of those guys are members over there. That one's great. I like our course aesthetically to the eye. It's more appealing. The greens, I would say, at Tiger's course are better, more tour, faster, quicker, harder. But the overall conditions, I like Royal Blue better.
Casino.
Yeah.
Casino. Fantastic, man. You get the win on the Caribbean is the way I like to describe it, because anytime you ever go to the Wynn, the decor in there is reds and the chandeliers, everything. When you walk into our casino, a lot of people say, man, it really reminds me of the Wynn. So I like to say it has that Vegas feel, the decor. It's very luxurious resort. We're a $5 billion resort. We have a $300 billion water park, very high-end gambling, lots of high-end shopping. So it's not for your typical cruise ship guest, so to speak, because it's a little more expensive for the rooms, the food, beverage, the dining outlets, everything. So it's a little pricey, but you can get deals when the off-season, September, October, when the rates are low. You could go in there very cheap to bring your family, but you can't beat it. If you want that Vegas feel in the Caribbean, there's only one place to go, and that's Bahamas.
How people find you if they want to get a host experience?
You can look me up on the website. My email's on there, but brad.clontz@bahamar.com is my email. Shoot me an email. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all those things. Reach out to me any way you want.
Nice.
He's just not available for anybody now, so don't just be calling trying to get your reservation.
Right. We don't give away free room.
You got to be gambling.
Because you got a couple $100. I mean, typically, honestly, I deal in since I'm vice president now, I deal with a higher end volume. So typically a $25,000 level player and up is kind of what I cater to. We have Vegas, look how many casinos in the U.S. you know, it used to be all Vegas, Atlantic City. Now look, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of players out there that haven't been. I mean, obviously they hear this podcast and say, "Oh, I didn't realize there was something nice in Bahamas." Now you have it.
Right.
No, that's a good spot. I'm happy you're there. I'm happy they got you into that.
Jeff, how come you have not been there yet?
You haven't been there yet?
I am not.
Oh, bro. So it's awesome. Oh, it's awesome. I haven't been there since they finished the water park. I know I came over. Yeah, they was finishing it up then, and I just never made it back over there. I gotta get back over there, but he's running all over the place. He needs to be in shape.
It's
the way he's
a
running
big
around
property.
there.
It's huge. Our water park alone is 15 acres,
Wow.
and that's completely on the side of the resort. So you got to walk a half a mile just to get to the water park.
And is it three hotels?
Yeah, Rosewood's super high end luxury.
That's
Grand Hyatt's more family oriented. We have 1,800 rooms at Grand Hyatt. 268, I think, is the official count. Rosewood, and then SLS is more your South Beach kind of party scene, younger crowd, more fashionable music in the lobbies, DJ, etc. They have their main pool, and then they have an adult pool, which is privileged, is their day club. So you're gonna get like a little Vegas Wet Republic type feel for that, DJs and stuff. But it's fun. It goes off. It's good. But
the younger side. That's our side. That's what me and you.
Stay younger side. Stay younger side.
The season. What is it? What is the season there?
Honestly, peak season goes from let's go say right before Thanksgiving till the May 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Medium season, you're still going to be very busy most of May through June, probably June-ish, June through July and August. It's back to peak season because of summertime. With that water park, it was really opened the doors to a lot of travelers because they can bring the kids for the summer, experience the water park. They drop them off. You know, we have Explorers Club. You can sign them up at Explorers Club and leave them. Adults can go do their thing, and they're with a whole group, like almost like a camp for the whole day, every day, and they love that. You know, we got aquariums. You feed.
How much is that hand wave yours?
That was a bag. Yeah, but you could feed like the stingrays and nurse sharks and sea turtles, stuff like that.
That's
cool as well. So
You been doing any fishing there?
I have not, but everyone we do send out on fishing excursions comes back pleased with a lot of pictures. I know one of our restaurants, Katsuya, will prepare your catch if you bring it in, set that up. So I've had some guys. We do actually a fishing tournament in November. So we have a 50-foot Viking fishing boat. So we utilize that for some of our special VVIP invites. We'll do a tournament, 3-day tournament, and they go out in groups of, I think, 8 people. And then total catch, biggest catch, etc., will win prize money.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then they can bring it in and have Katsuya cook it up for them. So that's a real big hit.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever at the Bahamas, you see, there you go.
I know where
see
it's
a former Braves World Series pitcher rocking around, handling business.
on the Livewell Podcast. Brad Clontz, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back. It's been a while.
Yeah, good to see you, bro.
You too, buddy.
That's all, folks.